Tonight on CTV News at 6, interprovincial unpleasantness over pipeline politics.
I think Premier B's comments are un-Canadian and they're unconstitutional.
David Eby and Danielle Smith disagreed.
It's not the Danielle Smith show, it's the Canadian team.
No end in sight to the Alberta teachers' strike.
We get to the end of the month and nothing's changed. And especially if the ATA hasn't returned to the table formally, then we'll have to consider everything.
And after signing a new contract, Connor McDavid wants to win here now.
Our heart's here in Edmonton. Our heart's here with the core guys, with the guys in this room.
After a warm one today, looks like we'll be about 10 degrees cooler tomorrow, but it's this weekend that things really start to cool off.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Jeff Hastings.
Good evening. The argument between Alberta and BC's premiers is getting louder. Danielle Smith says David Eby's comments against an Alberta pipeline running through his province are un-Canadian and unconstitutional. And this afternoon, Eby fired back. Nerman Issa joins us now live with more. Nerman, what did Eby have to say?
Well, Jeff, David Eby questioned why Alberta's needs are more important than other Canadian provinces and territories. And he took objection to Smith's comments from this morning.
Well, I think Premier B's comments are un-Canadian and they're unconstitutional.
It's not the Danielle Smith show, it's the Canadian team. And we all deserve the same opportunity for the same federal funding for our projects as she does for hers. That's not un-Canadian, that is fair. And there's nothing more Canadian than fairness. That is a core national value.
Danielle Smith wants a bitumen pipeline greenlit that would run from Alberta to BC's west coast. Eby's against the proposal, saying it makes no financial or economic sense. Last week, Smith committed $14 million to fund early regulatory work for the line, with the hope private companies will eventually take over. So far, none have committed to that. Smith met with the Prime Minister in Ottawa yesterday before he traveled to Washington. Mark Carney plans to announce a group of major projects that Ottawa will endorse by mid-November. Now, today, Smith again called for the federal government to scrap laws such as a ban on oil tankers on the west coast.
The message I've had to the Prime Minister is that it's the oil sands companies who need to have confidence that they're going to be allowed to expand production in order to be able to fill a pipeline. And at the moment, because of the laws that are in place, they don't have that confidence. So that's why we have to deal with these things as a package.
Smith says building an oil pipeline to the west coast is a test of Canadian unity. Smith says she also met yesterday with Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre, and tonight she will be at a networking event in Ottawa. Jeff?
All right, thank you, Nerman. 3 people are facing charges after 2 men were robbed and stabbed at a transit station next to West Edmonton Mall. Police say last Wednesday morning, 2 men were approached by 3 people they didn't know near 90th Avenue and 175th Street. The group demanded the men's cell phones and stabbed them when they refused. Police say the group stole the men's phones and took off on bicycles. Police arrested 2 men and a woman on Stony Plain Road the next day. They've been charged with robbery and aggravated assault. The 24-year-old and 45-year-old men who were stabbed have been released from hospital. A man who was knocked off an e-scooter and hit by another car nearly 2 weeks ago has died. Police say a 49-year-old man was riding his personal e-scooter when he was hit by a car near 82nd Street and 115th Avenue. The man was knocked off his scooter and hit by another car. He was taken to hospital. He died yesterday. Police are looking for witnesses or dash cam footage of the collision. The 2 leaders of the so-called Freedom Convoy will not face jail time for their roles in the 2022 blockade. Instead, an Ottawa judge has handed down a conditional sentence. CTV's Judy Trinh reports.
Already convicted of mischief, Tamara Leach and Chris Barber, the 2 main leaders of the Freedom Convoy, arrived to hear their fate.
Lawrence, what do you think will happen today? What are you hoping for?
Hoping that Tamara doesn't go to jail.
A supporter was arrested before the judge even handed down her sentence. The trial has revealed schisms in society over vaccine mandates, but Justice Heather Perkins McVeigh said it did not factor into her decision. Politics has no place in this court and plays no role in the determination of what is a fair, just, and appropriate sentence, she said. For their role as organizers in the 3-week occupation of downtown Ottawa in 2022, both Barber and Leach were given conditional sentences of 18 months. It includes 1 year under house arrest and a curfew after that. Barber helped coordinate the movement of trucks. His lawyer says he won't appeal.
It was a lawful protest. She found that it turned into unlawful because of the blockage of the streets.
The judge took into account more than $55 million in police costs and the lost revenue for businesses, as well as the disruption of community services. But the court also acknowledged that both Barber and Leach did try to limit the footprint of the convoy. Leach had already spent 49 days in jail.
There were many people in the downtown core and businesses that were affected by the Freedom Convoy. She doesn't deny that. The question of was there remorse for what she did? No.
Leach's lawyer says they're still considering appealing her mischief conviction. Meanwhile, both leaders of the Freedom Convoy are facing a civil lawsuit. Judy Trin, CTV News, Ottawa.
Advance polls are now open in Edmonton for the municipal election. A steady stream of Edmontonians turned up at the West End Seniors Activity Centre today to cast their votes. It's one of 12 advance polling stations that will be open through Saturday between noon and 8 p.m. Voters we spoke with today had a variety of reasons for casting their ballots early.
Vote now, vote early, and get that right person in there. Or you have the same thing as what you got right now.
I felt good about the person I voted for and his team. So, yeah, I was determined to cast my vote.
Well, in case something happens where I can't vote, I vote early so that I can get it done and that's over with.
Advance voters can only vote at their ward's designated advance voting station. Their location can be found on the Edmonton Elections website. 51,000 teachers remain off the job on day 2 of a province-wide strike. Now a petition has been launched about education funding. A woman wants to ask Albertans if the province should end the practice of allocating public funds to private schools. CTV's Jacqueline Wilson reports.
The public system is starved right now for funding, but private education is not.
It's a topic the Alberta Teachers Association has issue with. Public dollars going towards private education as teachers fight for more funding to fix overcrowded and complex classrooms.
Private schools have the ability to turn students away. They can put class size caps. They can advertise for the fact that, they've got small classes, which public schools can't do. We can't turn students away. We don't have class size caps. And they also can charge tuition.
A new citizen-initiated referendum question approved Tuesday aims to divert that private school money back to public schools. A 2022 report by the Public School Boards Association of Alberta shows the province allocated more than $314 million to private education in 2021. The ATA says that number is closer to $461 million. The report also notes Alberta education grants are provided to accredited funded private schools at a rate of 70%, which makes private school funding in Alberta the highest in Canada.
What's the most reasonable way to get more kids in classroom with reasonable class sizes? Some of those alternative paths definitely take pressure off the public system as well.
Both the province and ATA say they're only in exploratory talks.
We've said from the beginning to the teachers union that they've got to go find out what their members really want and come back to a table. We have to come back to the table with something. What's the point in having a third negotiated settlement that the teachers reject?
What's unusual about this strike is that it doesn't seem like the parties can even agree on what the problem is, let alone find solutions.
The Premier and Finance Minister said on Tuesday they could force teachers back to work after the legislature resumes October 23rd.
If we get to the end of the month and nothing's changed, and especially if the ATA hasn't returned to the table formally, then we'll have to consider everything.
Jacqueline Wilson, CTV News, Calgary.
While the province waits for a new proposal from teachers, formal education is on pause in Alberta with schools closed. Some students are still trying to study, while education experts say now isn't the time for parents to panic. CTV's Connor Hogg reports.
With school out for the foreseeable future, some kids are trying to keep studying despite the classroom closures. Ahana Kitan is one of thousands of Edmonton students with a lot more free time on her hands.
I'm kind of happy but sad at the same time because I don't get to meet my friends. Our future grades are going to get impacted and we're not going to know that much for our future career.
Ever since the strike was announced, the parents who were already coming to our center with their kids, they have been calling us back to say if there's something we would be doing during the strike days.
VTeach Learning Center is offering half-day and full-day camps for kids who are suddenly out of school. The center is using the provincially provided toolkit for each grade. VTeach's owner says knowing how to teach is an issue for many parents.
All of a sudden, kids are at home and, maybe parents are not equipped with all the resources to be able to teach their kids.
I don't think we need to be sort of panicking and jumping on anything right now, thinking like we need our students to be learning at home.
Assistant Professor of Education Sarah Hamilton says parents should be encouraging kids to spend time interacting with each other and avoiding spending too much time staring at their TV and phone screens.
There is no expectation that anyone is teaching curriculum at home, and that is not the messaging from our schools. Teachers are not going to base where they pick up with curriculum based on how much work their students have done throughout the strike, right? They'll pick it up back where they left off.
Back at VTeach, there is hope the strike won't last for too much longer. The provincially provided materials are no substitute for this student.
That is helping, but it's kind of like for lower grades. Because yesterday I was doing divisibility rules and I learned that in grade 6.
Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
It's time to win now. Connor McDavid's message today, speaking publicly for the first time since signing a 2-year extension with the Oilers. Evan Kenny reports.
Connor McDavid will be bringing Rogers Place to its feet for at least 3 more seasons.
Our heart's here in Edmonton. Our heart's here with the core guys, with the guys in this room.
The Captain signed a 2-year, $25 million contract yesterday. It will kick in next season. Today, McDavid explained why he's willing to go without a pay raise.
Gives us a chance, as I said, to extend our window here in Edmonton. Lenny's not going to go hungry with that money.
And shows what kind of guy he is, what kind of person he is, what kind of teammate he is.
Sports analysts in the city believe McDavid wants to win now, and he will worry about getting paid later as the NHL's salary cap is expected to increase.
He didn't give himself a raise. It's a short-term deal, 2 more years, but I think with the way he went about it and the money he's leaving on the table, he truly wants to win.
He's a guy that wants to win, that wants to create a legacy of winning, not just for himself, but for his teammates and for a community too, which is an exciting thing.
McDavid's win now mentality has Edmontonians fired up.
This is the best deal I've ever seen in my life. I'm just saying. I'm saying three-peat.
And has 97 eager to get back on the ice.
It starts with obviously tomorrow night and starts with a good regular season.
The Oilers open the season at home against the Calgary Flames tomorrow. Evan Kenny, CTV News, Edmonton.
A beautiful day. The Oilers are back. It's a good time to be an Edmontonian, Josh.
Yeah, 23 degrees for a daytime high today. Way closer to a record high than the average daytime high. We're at 22 in downtown Edmonton right now. Some 19s north and south the city. 21s, Stony Plain and Elk Island. A little bit of wind out of the southwest at about 10 to 15 kilometers per hour. I think that wind is probably going to get a little stronger overnight tonight as a cold front goes through. And that'll put us back to around average for tomorrow. 13 degrees, the average daytime high. We were 10 degrees above that today, but should be in that ballpark tomorrow. We'll get to that in a moment. First, take a look outside with the CTV drone. Mostly cloudy skies. From time to time today, the sun has been trying to break through the clouds, but there is way more cloud than sunshine for most of the day, and it doesn't look anywhere near as warm as it is outside. It's one of those sort of deceiving days where it looks kind of cool and gloomy, and then you step outside and go, oh, it's in the 20s. We'll keep the clouds through the rest of this evening. Showers and thunderstorms off to the northwest. Yes, thunderstorms in the Slave Lake region and just off to the southeast of Grand Prairie. I don't think we'll see any thunderstorms tonight, but as the cold front punches through from the northwest, Probably a little gusty overnight tonight. Gusts around midnight to about 40, maybe 50 kilometers per hour. And there's a slight chance of a scattered shower for most of tonight, if not all of tonight, though. It'll stay dry. 6 degrees tomorrow morning. A little gusty around lunchtime again tomorrow, and then some clearing in the afternoon, and a high of about 13 degrees. It does warm up again, and we have another shot at 20 on Friday, so we'll take a closer look at that in a couple minutes.
Thanks, Josh. Coming up, a popular farmers market expands again.
Some people don't like the busyness of the Saturdays. They like the quietness of the Sundays. And, of course, now they have all the free time throughout the week to come down.
What it means for Edmontonians to be able to buy unique local goods and groceries on weekdays. Plus,
this isn't for people that are just sober. It's for anybody that enjoys alcohol responsibly.
An ex-NHLer banned for substance abuse unveils his latest venture.
Coming up on Wednesday on Your Morning Edmonton, under a harvest moon, we will show off a harvest meal. Tips from a dietitian on how to eat healthy and local this Thanksgiving.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
Brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
A new corner store has opened at the Old Strathcona Farmers Market. The side door gives shoppers another option for groceries and local goods more days of the week. Gates Guard was on hand for the grand opening.
Let's go shopping.
People looking for fresh vegetables or a hot cup of coffee at the Old Strathcona Farmers Market during the work week can now head over to the side door. The new corner store welcomed curious Edmontonians this morning.
Look at this. Oh. And a beautiful, you see?
Nice.
And a beautiful baked good.
Ward Papasteo councillor Michael Jans was first in line for a coffee.
I ordered an Americano, and it is delicious.
He says the farmers market has been a staple in the community for over 40 years. He adds the new store's extended hours gives more people an opportunity to come out and support local.
The city as a whole is growing in the core. There's new apartment buildings under construction. There's new buildings that are becoming in future, and those people need somewhere to shop. They need somewhere to get groceries. People are looking for unique products that the market has to offer.
The market says it wanted to give vendors the chance to get in front of customers during the week.
Some people don't like the busyness of the Saturdays. They like the quietness of the Sundays. And, of course, now they have all the free time throughout the week to come down and visit as well.
Edmontonians at the opening shared their excitement at the new possibilities a corner store can bring, whether it's picking up a pastry.
Oh, so good. Yeah, I think it's going to be great for the community. It's like all week long farmers market. It's great.
Or ingredients for tonight's dinner.
I'm going to get some carrots on my way home and vegetables that I like to buy local because they taste so much better. So that's what it means. It means being able to buy local more days of the week.
Although the main market will still be closed during the week, you can now stop by the side door Tuesday through Sunday. Gates Gorin, CTV News, Edmonton.
A former NHL heavy hitter is taking a swing at the craft beer market. Brent Myers, who got sober after a lifetime ban from the league for substance abuse, has launched his own non-alcoholic beer. Amanda Anderson reports.
For anybody that knows my story of, being hammered in the NHL for, over 10 years.
A lot has changed for former NHLer Brent Myers since his days in the National Hockey League.
Ding, ding, ding. George Larocque and Brent Myers. Down you go, and oh, baby.
A career plagued by drug and alcohol abuse.
I got suspended for life for substance abuse in 2006, and I cleaned my life back up, and I got sober in 2008.
Now, the only beer he cracks open are the non-alcoholic variety. His favorite, Unhammered, is one he partnered with Alley Cat Brewing to create.
It's a huge growing market right now. We launched our Alley Cat non-alcoholics a year ago, and the growth we've seen in that and just the opportunity that's out there, it's huge. And then partnering with Brent on this new opportunity, there's a lot of marketability on that.
Myers likens the taste of his beer to a Corona.
We've got a little vitamin D in there. It's only 60-some calories. It's light and crisp. And this is for all all walks of life, though. This isn't for people that are just sober. It's for anybody that enjoys alcohol responsibly.
People wouldn't know the difference. It looks like a beer, it smells like a beer, it tastes like a beer. It meets all that criteria, but it's non-alcoholic.
Myers says the beer's name, Unhammered, represents the opposite of his past.
That journey was a hard journey, but people ask about regrets, and if you notice the can, I put bold taste, 0 regrets. Because I don't have any regrets. Everything led me to this point here today. The pain, the ups, the downs, all that kind of stuff got me to the point where I live my life in sobriety today. And everything good in my life has come from sobriety.
Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
Still ahead, Thanksgiving on a budget.
Meal planning as a general practice will help save you dollars.
Tips and tricks when planning your holiday meal, also coming up.
They can take whatever they need from the library, like the books, the resources are there for them.
A local woman has set up a free little library focused on one subject.
There is a big cool down on the way for the weekend, and tomorrow will cool off back to average as well. But squeezed in between those, another warm up for Thursday, Friday. We'll get into all that right after the break.
Programming brought to you by Century Casino. 3 great locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile. Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
As Edmontonians do their grocery shopping ahead of Thanksgiving, inflation may play a role in what makes it to the table. CTV's Sasha Pietramala spoke with a pair of home economists about how to serve a budget-friendly holiday meal.
Cooking an entire Thanksgiving dinner for the whole family is a commitment, and often an expensive one.
I know that it can be intimidating to take on the whole Thanksgiving meal, but really, as cooking goes, it's not complicated cooking.
These home economists have found cost-effective ways to save as the holiday season gets underway.
Meal planning as a general practice will help save you dollars.
But so many things can be frozen, and then if you have a big deep freeze, that will save money in the long run.
For a 5-kilogram turkey in Edmonton grocery stores, prices range from $25 to $40. Jody Kashkar says there are cheaper options.
I did pork tenderloin because it is a really inexpensive protein right now. It's probably less expensive than a turkey, even a frozen one.
Using ingredients effectively also helps keep costs down.
So it doesn't seem really big when you buy it, but I butterflied it and pounded it and then filled it with a stuffing that includes some spinach, some onions, some dried fruit, and some breadcrumbs.
They also say buying fruits and vegetables that are in season is another way to save.
The Brussels sprouts I bought frozen, and that was $2. The carrots, a bag of carrots for a small bag is like $2 again.
As for catering the meal, it may seem like an easy way out, but not for your wallet.
You are looking at probably somewhere between $35 and $55 a person.
And after all, lower costs just might turn down the temperature at the dinner table.
There should be no tears.
Just family drama.
Yeah, well, yeah, goes without saying.
Sasha Pietramala, CTV News, Edmonton.
10 degrees down from today that might be a bit of a shock tomorrow when you step outside in the morning.
Yeah, it'll be similar to what we had yesterday.
Yeah,
so
which was a shock.
Maybe today was a shock too. 23 degrees for a daytime high today. Right now it's 21 as you look through the Action Furnace River Valley Skycam. Action Furnace fixed right over, it's free, cloudy with a few sunny breaks out there right now. Red Deer got to 24 today. It was 20 in Fort McMurray this afternoon. High level though just at 9, 17s in through the Peace Country. There's the cold front just off to the northwest of us, sparking some showers and some thunderstorms here in Edmonton. It's just been mostly cloudy and warm through the day today. But once this ridge, you see this little arch of the cloud cover, once that starts to sneak off to the east-southeast and this cold front comes through, there is some cooler air that will drop its way in from the west-northwest. So nice flow of warm air out ahead of that system today. Tomorrow, the cool air starts to descend. Now, the front, I think comes through overnight tonight or early tomorrow morning. So that's when you're going to get the chance for some gusty wind after midnight, probably into the wee hours of tomorrow. Gusts to about 40 or 50 kilometers per hour. And it looks like probably all the rain kind of fizzles out before it hits the Edmonton area, but there's at least a chance for a scattered shower overnight. Jasper area up around high level overnight, and tomorrow morning, good chance of some snow. There's the cooler flow for one day tomorrow, and then we're back to sunshine, and we start to warm back up through Thursday as this high-pressure system rolls in. There was today in the red zone. Watch that red area sneak all the way off into Saskatchewan tomorrow as things cool off. It gets a little bit warmer Thursday, back into the mid-teens, and then I don't think it's as warm as today, but there's a chance. I've got 18 in the forecast for Thursday, or for Friday, rather. There's a chance we hit 20 one more time on Friday. This is really going to be a dramatic cool down, though, as this colder air starts to punch its way in. Single-digit daytime highs on the way for Sunday and Monday. Daytime high Sunday, Monday on par with what we've been dealing with lately for morning lows. 18 degrees right now in Fort McMurray, 11 in Grand Prairie, as things have cooled off pretty significantly with some clouds and some showers in the area. 19 in Red Deer right now and 21 here in Edmonton. We'll still be around 17 degrees at 9 o'clock tonight under cloudy skies. In fact, it will be warmer at 9 o'clock tonight than at any point through the day tomorrow. 6 degrees tomorrow morning, a little gusty overnight tonight, and then around lunchtime tomorrow, although for most of the day tomorrow, winds should be about 10 to 15 kilometers per hour. Frosty there Thursday morning at -1 or -2, but back to about 15 in the afternoon, 18 to 20-ish. And sunshine Friday, out ahead of this big cool down for the weekend. 10 on Saturday, 4 degrees for a daytime high Sunday. Chance of showers Saturday, especially later in the day, and the possibility for some wet flurries Saturday night. Windy as well, gusts to about 40 or 50 kilometers per hour Saturday, Sunday. So not only cooler temperatures, but feeling cooler with the wind. Back to about 8 degrees Monday and closer to average in that 12 to 14 degree range by the middle to the end of next week.
Okay, thanks, Josh. Inspired by her own challenges, a St. Albert woman has set up a little free library filled with books focused on mental health. As Merrick Takash explains, she hopes it helps her neighbors whether the books are returned or not.
A little yellow library now stands near a walking path in St. Albert's Lacombe Park neighborhood. The addition has been providing smiles to people walking by.
It livens up the walk a bit. There's always some new writing on the wall, on the sidewalk, and cheery messages and encouraging messages.
Savannah Sturmer is behind the project. She created the library and filled it with books earlier this summer.
Each book is focused on mental health in some way, whether it be a memoir, journals, workbooks, self-help in any way, children's books as well.
People walking by are invited to grab something to read without replacing it.
They can keep the book. They don't need to feel like they're obligated to bring it back. If they want to, they can. They can also give it to a friend if they want to. It's totally up to them.
After setting up the library, Sturmer continued the uplifting theme by writing positive chalk messages along the walking path.
Messages like you are not alone, and messages that remind them they can take whatever they need from the library. Like the books, the resources are there for them.
Her struggles with anxiety and depression inspired her to create the library.
I'm hoping that it will show people that they're not alone in what they're dealing with, and that people do care, and that there is a community around them, supporting them.
For those walking by, the new library is a gesture of kindness from a stranger.
Every little bit counts. Like one step at a time, everything helps. I think it's a great idea.
Merrick Takash, CTV News, Edmonton.
Coming up, Mark Carney returns to the White House.
He's a world-class leader. He's a man that knows what he wants, and I'm not surprised to see that he won the election and won it substantially.
Talking tariffs and trade with Donald Trump, and how life has changed for some Canadians 2 years since Hamas's terror attack on Israel. An apparent love-in between leaders as Canada's Prime Minister was welcomed to the White House for high-level talks on trade and tariffs. CTV's Michael Couture is in the U.S. Capitol with more on the meeting.
With a firm but friendly handshake, Prime Minister Mark Carney arrived at the White House for his working lunch with U.S. President Donald Trump.
We're going to be talking about trade. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things.
In a 32-minute Oval Office meeting, Trump called Carney a great man several times, adding he's confident they'd work through the issues preventing a deal on tariffs.
He's a world-class leader. He's a man that knows what he wants. And I'm not surprised to see that he won the election and won it substantially. And I would think he's more popular now. He's a good man. He does a great job, and he's a tough negotiator.
If he's a great man and you want to do a deal with Canada, why aren't you?
Because I want to be a great man, too.
Trump says the two countries are in a natural business conflict because Canada and the U.S. want to make similar things on both sides of the border.
It's a tough situation because we want to make our cars here. At the same time, we want Canada to do well making cars. So we're working on formulas, and I think we'll get there.
Carney said the two countries are competing, not in conflict.
We are the largest foreign investor in the United States. $500 billion in the last 5 years alone, probably $8 trillion in the next 5 years if we get the agreement that we expect to get.
Following the meeting, the minister in charge of Canada-U.S. trade updated reporters on how it went.
It concluded with the President and the Prime Minister directing us, me and my colleagues and the President, his cabinet secretaries who were there, Ambassador Greer, Secretary Lutnick, and others, to continue the conversation and to quickly land deals that will bring, we think, greater certainty in areas where the principal areas would be steel and aluminum and energy.
In a sign that work will be continuing, Dominic LeBlanc is staying in D.C. for the next 24 hours for more meetings. And this evening, Prime Minister Carney is having a working dinner with U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance. Mike Lecouteur, CTV News, Washington.
Today marks 2 years since the October 7th massacre, the deadliest attack on Jewish people since the Holocaust. More than 1,200 were killed by Hamas terrorists and more than 250 were taken hostage. The Israeli military campaign that followed the deadly attack has killed nearly 70,000 Palestinians and left much of Gaza's population homeless and hungry. CTV's Heather Wright reports.
For many, there is a before October 7th, 2023, and an after. 731 days since life changed forever.
I couldn't do anything physically. I was broken.
Rayut Kadar grew up on a kibbutz in Israel and moved with her family to Canada 7 years ago.
Peace was a big part of my life growing up, and talking about peace and learning Arabic at school and talking about sharing future. And I don't know that that's something that will happen when I get to see it.
Her family has experienced anti-Semitism since the war in Gaza began. A swastika was drawn on her son's computer at school, and her family tries to avoid speaking Hebrew in public.
Why does people associate me with the Israeli government? All of my Israeli friends who live in Toronto, none of them support the government.
For Nora Sharab, each day begins preparing for the worst.
Every single day you wake up, you check your phone and check if your family's alive.
Sharab lives in Mississauga, but has aunts, uncles, and cousins in Gaza. Last week, she says 12 relatives were killed while waiting for food.
They were standing in line and they were attacked.
Leaders are meeting in Egypt this week, negotiating the terms of a possible ceasefire. Sharab says the plan put forward by U.S. President Donald Trump isn't perfect, but it's something.
The first thing that is at the top priority for anybody in Gaza right now is the stopping of the bombs that is raining down on them. The fact that they don't know when the next safe space is going to be.
As part of these ceasefire talks, Hamas has said it is willing to release all remaining hostages in exchange for Palestinian prisoners. But there are other parts of the American plan that could be non-starters. Israel has said it will not end the war unless Hamas disarms, something the terror group may be unlikely to agree to. Heather Wright, CTV News, Toronto.
The anniversary of the October 7th attacks led a Canadian university to shut down over a protest today. Concordia University closed its Montreal campus over protests near the school. Thousands gathered in support of Palestinians and a separate, smaller group in support of Israel. The university's president said classes were canceled as a safety measure after 2 people were arrested at a campus demonstration yesterday. Quebec police have a message for the mother of a newborn baby abandoned on a stranger's doorstep.
This person appears to be holding the child in their arms at the time of reporting. We understand that you are undoubtedly going through an extremely difficult time. This act, as upsetting as it may be, shows us that you wanted your child to be safe, and he is.
This footage shows the person suspected of leaving the infant, who is believed to have been born premature and had the umbilical cord still attached. The infant's mother is being urged to seek medical attention as soon as possible. Coming up, a Made in Canada chatbot.
When someone talks to Ask Ellen, they're essentially talking to me.
One woman's quest to help others navigate a cancer diagnosis gets national attention, also ahead.
There's an it factor, and these dogs really hit the mark, literally and figuratively.
The coveted role of Toto is cast in Calgary. On the markets, the Canadian dollar traded for 71 cents U.S. The oil was down 4 cents, closing the day at $61.73 a barrel. Gold was up more than $28. The TSX and Dow Jones both ended the day down, losing 180 points and 91 points, respectively. A Canadian woman's AI chatbot used to help women battling breast cancer is the focus of a new national clinical research study. As CTV's Spencer Turcotte reports, the Canadian Cancer Society wants to explore the effectiveness of Ask Ellen.
I should not expect full symmetry.
In August, Jessica Smarndake was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Originally, I was like, oh, whatever. Like, my mom had already had breast cancer like 6 years ago with the same exact hospital, same process. I was like, meh.
She thought she had everything down pat and didn't need any emotional help. Then the fears, the questions began creeping in. She was introduced to a Made in Kitchener AI chatbot called Ask Ellen, inspired by Ellen Winters.
It's wedded with my lived experience as a breast cancer survivor. So when someone talks to Ask Ellen, they're essentially talking to me.
It added that extra layer of the empathy and the compassion.
Winters co-created the chatbot after feeling isolated following her own breast cancer diagnosis. The team at Gambit helped bring Ask Ellen to life.
We took her lived experience, her book, her transcript, and then turned that into an AI conversational tool that you can go and chat with.
That was a couple of years ago. Fast forward, and Ask Ellen has been accessed by patients and caregivers in more than 100 countries and over 40 different languages. The AI tool is now at the center of new research funded by the Canadian Cancer Society, who is putting forward $250,000 to explore how AI companions can provide empathetic support for people affected by breast cancer.
To understand a little bit better how we can use the AI in a safe manner and to match this care, like the support provided to through AI with the compassionate care from healthcare providers.
Amina Silva will be leading the way with the 2-year research project. Her goal is to ensure there are clear boundaries between conversational care and medical advice, and to get feedback from users to help improve the chatbot and other platforms. That's something its creators are excited about.
We're going to get to prove empirically that we actually materially benefit people's lives.
And I think probably the greatest compliment I've gotten is that Ask Ellen has a soul.
A 24/7 companion providing comfort to anyone affected by cancer during the most uncomfortable times. Spencer Turcotte, CTV News, Kitchener.
The Cross Cancer Institute is celebrating a nearly $500,000 donation. The Cure Cancer Foundation delivered a check today for $435,000 to the Institute. The money raised by the foundation is part of its Toast of the Town initiative.
We raise money for research and equipment to fight immunotherapy cancers in Alberta, and in particular CAR T-cell therapy here at the Cross Cancer Institute. Our drive in 2026 with Toast of the Town and the Cure Cancer Foundation is to come up $2.5 million to buy the equipment necessary to not only manufacture the CAR T-cells we need here in Alberta, but also to administer the research and administer the therapy here in Alberta.
The Cure Cancer Foundation is 100% volunteer-driven. The Calgary Theatre has decided who will play the coveted role of Toto in its upcoming Wizard of Oz production. Alberta Theatre Project says 2 dogs will take turns playing Toto throughout the run of the play. One is Breezy, a 6-year-old Cairn Terrier who wowed the crew with her agility and training. The other is Duncan, a 1-year-old Cairn Terrier Westie mix who's played Toto before. The artistic director says making the choice was hard, but both had a stage presence that will make for a top dog performance.
Just like artists and actors, there's an it factor, and these dogs really hit the mark, literally and figuratively. Although it was a difficult decision, the 2 dogs that we chose, we feel really, really strongly about.
ATP's The Wizard of Oz opens November 25th. It runs through January 4th at the Martha Cohen Theatre. Just ahead, seconds away from broadcasting live.
The whole thing is so surreal. Like, I actually can't even believe this is happening right now.
NBC reporter and camera operator capture a different kind of breaking news.
Stay with us. We've got another full night of great shows for you tonight on CTV.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could win $20,000. For your chance to win, watch CTV Your Morning Edmonton.
Reporters in the field sometimes find much more than the story they're assigned to cover. That was the case for our colleagues in Victoria, who were sent to cover a union protest and ended up capturing a union of a different type. Adam Sawatsky explains.
They were seconds away from broadcasting live.
Yeah.
Rob in front of the camera, Orlando behind.
What's that?
When reporting on the first story in the newscast,
Kevin, striking public service workers
led to happening upon this last one.
But we have an engagement going on in front of me.
But Ella Van Enter didn't know that yet. She just thought she was visiting Victoria to show her boyfriend, Alex Benton, the BC Parliament buildings, one of her favorite places growing up.
And all of my best memories are here.
And over the past 2 years they've been dating, all Alex's best memories are with Ella. So he enlisted her sister and aunt to help with a surprise proposal here.
When she met him, it was like instant. He hasn't even ever seen her disability.
Ella has cerebral palsy. And while Alex fell in love with her sitting in a wheelchair, he recalled her saying she'd never want to get engaged in one. So he secretly arranged for Ella to be able to sit in a clear chair for his proposal, framed by flowers.
Took me completely by surprise. I was not expecting this at all.
Well, Rob and Orlando weren't expecting it either.
Orlando, 10 seconds there, everybody.
But they do know a thing or two about covering breaking news.
That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome.
So they juggled between broadcasting opposing political sides saying no.
What's that?
And capturing an exuberant Ella saying yes.
She said yes.
The whole thing is so surreal. Like, I actually can't even believe this is happening right now.
I feel amazing. Yeah, I'm so happy that she's happy and that she was surprised. That was a big goal of mine.
While the goal of journalists is to ask the 5 W's, who, what, when, where, the most important part of this story is how these fiancés answered why.
I mean, I love you. That's pretty much all that needs to be said, I think.
Congrats.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Victoria.
Big cool down on the way for tomorrow, although only back to around average after hitting 23 today. 13 for a daytime high tomorrow with a mix of sun and cloud. A little gusty, especially around lunchtime, and possibly a little gusty just after midnight tonight as well. Sunshine for Thursday, Friday. We have frosty start to the day Thursday, but back into the mid-teens in the afternoon, close to 20 Friday, and then windy, cloudy, and a lot cooler for the weekend. 10 and 4 for high Saturday, Sunday. Chance of some showers turning to wet flurries Saturday night, and only about 8 Thanksgiving Monday.
All right. Thanks, Josh, and thank you very much for sharing your time with us. For news anytime, ctvnewsedmonton.ca. Have a great evening, everyone.
Good night.